privilege, and I hope I can share with you about some of this cancer, how does it come about, right? I think a lot of you have already heard about this Dr. Otto Warburg, right? He talk about cancer come about because of acidosis and also because of hypoxia, right? Now that knowledge about 50 years ago, 50, okay? But if you go back and Google around and find the latest research on cancer, okay, you get a very good clarity, and you can also associate with exactly how Kangen work to suppress some of the cancer, alright? So the story goes by this, okay? In my research, okay, I find something quite interesting. Cancer come about because of poor blood circulation. That's number one, first thing, okay? And again, I can go into very detail talking about how does this come about, poor blood circulation. But let's just start from poor blood circulation. Because of poor blood circulation, certain organs and certain cells doesn't get enough oxygen. Correct enough? Logical, right? Now, normally when the cell got the energy, it burns glucose together with oxygen. It gives you the byproduct carbon dioxide and water, right? So this is a normal how the cell generate the energy. You know the mitochondria, right? This is what they do, right? They generate the power for the cell to function, right? Now, when they are short of oxygen, the cell will change the metabolism mode to an anaerobic metabolism, which means they don't burn sugar in the normal way. Meaning burning sugar together with oxygen. What the cell does is that it goes through a less efficient process by converting glucose directly into lactic acid and extracting some energy from there. Okay. Now the interesting research on MIT is that if the cell is surrounded by an acidic environment, right, the cell will mutate. And when the cell mutates, it becomes an immortal cell. That's the interesting part. Okay? Normal cell has a fixed lifespan, right? But when it becomes immortal, it means it can grow and grow and grow. One cell become 2, 2 become 4, 4 become 8, and it grows exponentially. And that's how tumors come about, right? Because tumor is where the cell keep on growing and become tumor. Alright? Then now, you go and talk to the doctors, how does a cancer cell come about? In fact, my doctor always tell me, every one of you have a cancer cell in the body. The question is whether it erupt or whether it take root or not. Okay? And I find this is just not true. And you ask the doctor another question, how does cancer spread? Well, let's say someone have a colon cancer. How can a colon cancer spread to become a breast cancer, for example? They just don't have an answer. But then they will always say, oh, because you have high blood pressure, high cholesterol, or diabetes, and so forth. All these associated illnesses, they all grew from the same tree. Okay? But you extrapolate a little bit more about the cancer, how it grew about, right? By the way, I need to share with you the research paper say, if you change the environment from acidic to alkaline environment, the cancer cell die naturally. Okay? And this is how it linked to the Kangen water. Like you know, Dr. Hiromi Shinga ever said, I think somebody shared with me that whoever follow his recommendation of drinking Kangen water together with his recommended diet, his patient never have a recur of cancer, right? But Dr. Hiromi Shingen actually never explained exactly how Kangen work to suppress the cancer, right? But this MIT paper basically shed the light on how Kangen water actually prevent cancer. So I actually, because people like us, we are trained as chemical engineer, right? I always look at the entire process. I do not take a snapshot. In fact, a lot of YouTube video I watch, they give me a snapshot, I examine, see whether it falls in line with the basic science or not. Okay. So if you look at the cancer process, if you change the environment to a surrounding, change the surrounding to an alkaline environment, then cancer cell will die naturally. And this is what Kangen water do. If you drink a lot of water, okay, Kangen water, pH 9.5, and you know there's a lot internal argument saying that, hey, our blood need to be controlled at pH 7.3 to 7.45, right? Which is right, but that argument is also not very valid if you examine into more details, okay? So what happens is, if you drink a lot of Kangen water, the alkalinity will get into the blood, you bring the pH of the blood to the higher range. Okay? Now, because our body don't have an unlimited capacity to maintain the pH within certain tight range, right? Just like all of us, you can be very strong, but you don't have unlimited power. So you bring the pH to higher end, and that high pH will actually get into any of the tissue cells or close to the cancer site. Okay? And that is where it changes the environment of the surrounding cell, and that's how the cancer cell cannot take root. Right? Interesting. Now, how does a cancer spread? I mentioned earlier on. A person who is very dehydrated, if there is a cancer cell growing at one side of his family, let's say colon, right? The same person being dehydrated, that means other organs within his body is also dehydrated. So if the cancer cell grew from, let's say the colon, the tumor will grow and grow, and one day you press against the blood vessel, and then the blood vessel will rupture, right? And some cancers will be circulated throughout the entire body. Because the body is dehydrated, then at any time, okay, you can find a lot of ideal condition for cancer cells to take root throughout the body, right? That's why then the cancers can go to become a breast cancer or liver cancer or lung cancer. This is how it spread. Okay, so that explains everything.